Welcome back to the channel. Today we are showing you guys our store showdown that we recorded this past Saturday. This happened at XOR Games, the place where we live streamed the last PQ, which was an absolute huge success. Thank you to everyone that liked, subscribed, and watched those videos. They've received quite a bit of love, so we're really appreciative of that. So today we have, this is round one, Fraser, he's on Quinlan Tarkentown, and then myself on Poe ECL. So Fraser has played the Quinlan Tarkentown at the past two PQs. I played Poe at the one PQ I played. I sat out the last PQ to do the live stream and commentating, which was an absolute blast. Thank you everyone that was in the chat for that, and everyone that had watched, liked, commented, subscribed. We got an absolute ton of subscribers, so welcome in all you new folk. And yeah, last minute I was like, I probably should record this. I heard there was a carload coming over from Moncton, so I ended up packing up a small setup, took it in, found a spot where the lighting was good, and we ended up recording the 4 rounds. We didn't do any sound, so I didn't have my microphones and stuff with me, so I ended up just recording without sound, and I figured I'd jump on here, hang out, talk to you all, though I'm technically talking to myself, I guess. So we rolled for initiative. Fraser won initiative and took it. He probably figured that I would always just pass so that he couldn't just target down my first play, and he just started off with a beautiful Prestige Adigalia. This is, though, a test for Quinlan because Force Throw is now off the table, and that was a pretty big staple in the Quinlan Tarkentown deck. I ended up putting down the black one, also Prestige. Man, things are looking really good out here. Hyperspace bases, showcases, and prestigious. Someone get me a t-shirt. He comes into the base, so he clearly doesn't have an answer for that black one, nor does he care. Also, having ECL up, probably wanted to make sure he got at least a couple damage in. I risk it, and I play this beautiful Galactic Championship Chewbacca onto black one. He ends up playing a red 5. Not all that scary. I know I can at least go into base. There's no sense in attacking his red 5 because of Tarkentown. So I end up going into base for 6. And then I ended up pinging the the red 5. Questionable, probably, but I think what I was most likely trying to do was I had a Bright Hope in hand, and I figured if for some reason he did not attack the black one, I would pop the Bright Hope down, and then I could just ping the red 5 one more time, which would kill it when it either attacked into the Bright Hope. That was my thinking anyway. No matter what, it was pretty much, if he attacks into black one, I just attack into base. If he doesn't, then I start the turn by playing the Bright Hope. But he ends up attacking into the black one, which is definitely the right move. I go into base for another 6, and I ping the Adigalia. So I've already got his base at 12 damage. That's a pretty good start to this game with only 4 resources in play. And unfortunately, I end up playing the Bright Hope at this point. I just didn't have anything else in hand that I wanted to play. I definitely didn't draw the best during this first game. Would have been nice to play maybe a K2 there. He ends up playing out an Ahsoka. I have to discard something, and I discard a blue leader, which means I must have something good in there. And I didn't probably play the blue leader because I didn't want to. I wanted to use up all my resources, so I figured playing out the Bright Hope, it would block the Millennium Falcon if he decided to play that, and just keep that damage off base. I was just trying to keep as much of the damage off my base as I possibly could, just for the first little bit until and obviously getting as much damage done on his base. I am clearly the aggressor of this game. Fraser's base, Target Town, ends up being at 14 damage right now. ECL sitting at 4 damage. Both with 5 ready resources. Both leaders can flip this turn. He's got Ahsoka and Adigalia in the ground arena ready to go. Ooh, ends up surprise strike Adigalia to base. Now, Fraser and I play quite a bit together, so we see each other at every week. So we kind of know how each of us play, our play style. I had a feeling that he wasn't going to attack in with this Ahsoka right away. And I figured if he already played the surprise strike, he probably doesn't have another one in hand. So I'm pretty safe to flip my leader and survive. He ends up flipping out his Quinlan Voss. He thinks, his thoughts were that I have a Poe in my hand. And unfortunately, I don't end up having a Poe. I just go to base. I've already got him to a point where it just makes sense to keep pushing base damage. This puts him to 18. I just can't remember. Does Quinlan, when he plays, like, so we'll see what comes up here. I've already watched this as I did the edit, so I'm just doing the voiceover now, but this will be an interesting thing to hear your thoughts on. Fraser's just trying to figure out whether or not he should hit Poe or if he should just go to base. Hitting Poe still doesn't kill Poe, but depending on what's in his hand. I end up playing blue leader, so the reason I threw out the other one was because I had a second one in my hand. We go to... Oh, okay. Yeah, this won't matter. I ended up killing his Ahsoka just so that I could save an additional 3 damage to my base. I forgot to put the experience tokens on the blue leader, but it is a 5/5. It has 2 remaining HP. We're at 6 resources now. He's pointing out that I didn't put my experience tokens on there. I think I did this multiple times, so this isn't the first time. He ends up playing Plo Koon, coming in, and so he can kill the Poe, and then I think he would end up... Yes. So he ends up pinging the blue leader, which takes it to 4 damage. So it can still attack into base. So he was trying to figure out, he's like, is that the right move? Do I allow 5 more damage to come into base? Or do I... And then this is just pretty much the beginning of the end because Bright Hope is out there, still alive. I had something, I'm not even sure what else I had in my hand, but I'm sure I had some delicious treats in there. Anyway, we're going to just jump right into game 2 because the magic of editing allows us just to skip over all of the sideboarding and the chit-chat. Bam. Magic. There we go. Game 2. Fraser did end up taking a mulligan in this second game. I did not. So I must have had something that I wanted as a first turn play. Sometimes I'll randomly play Luke Pilot to the ground as a first turn play, which is not ideal, but it's also not out of the question. He is still a 3/2, right? So it's half decent. He ended up giving me initiative to start the second game, and I passed. And then he just decided that his end game is not as big as my end game, so he ended up just playing the Adigalia. I ended up with a Green Squadron A-Wing, and then he claimed. Comes into base for 2. That's where these new force units, the 2 cost 2 4s. Like the 4 is nice, but the 2 is just feels slow. I figured I'd risk it here. I wasn't sure if he would have any. I wasn't sure if he would have waylays, which you can do that because Poe doesn't make the unit a leader unit when he's played as an upgrade. He ends up attacking in with the Millennium Falcon into the Green Squadron A-Wing, and then I play a black 1, and he Tarkin Towns, which I don't really care. Like that ship did its job. That's exactly what I needed it to do. I don't like keeping Poe on a space plane for very long. I like to get him out there, do some damage, get him back into the leader position so I can either flip him onto another ship or I can deploy him because he deploys at 5. So don't want to waste too much time, you know. I can't quite remember, but if I drew into another Chewie, I would probably end up throwing the Chewie on the black 1 because it just keeps it safe from waylay. But if I don't have it and I have another plan, who knows? I do end up having the Chewie. So that's going to be good for 6 more damage unless he has an answer for it. Adigalia comes into base for another 2 damage. Black 1 and Chewbacca go into base for 6 damage and do the on-attack ping to Adigalia. A little inefficient use of my resources, but Chewbacca on a space plane is a pretty strong play when there isn't an answer for it. Now I know like people can be playing Confiscate or Disabling Fang Fighters. We've kind of seen people move away from that a little bit, but I'm sure they will be coming back to that. But with rotation coming up and not a lot of upgrade hate that I've seen thus far, or even removal, it'll be interesting to see what the second half of Secrets of Power has in store for us, as well as once we get to the point where set 7 gets revealed to us, if they're going to up the amount of removal and upgrade hate. Fraser ends up playing that land speeder, pinging black 1, then plays a Spark of Rebellion, and I've got, wow, 2 K2SOs and a Timely Intervention. The answer is clear. You get rid of the K2SO, I think, just so that you don't have 2 of those buggers coming down. I did some sort of mid-air karate chop there. I'm not sure what that was about, but it might have been trying to karate chop the Spark of Rebellion. I think the Sparks, like they'd be much better against like a get more control decks as you're getting later in the game, and you just want to make sure that they don't have like a super laser blast or something. I've heard now the 4th throw's gone. We're going to start seeing that Sentinel, the blue villainy guy. What is his name? Lieutenant Charlton? The one where you can show off up to 4, is it 4 blue cards? And you give them experience token. Sentinels are popular again, is what I'm saying. I end up playing, I think I have 3 Bright Hopes, and then it might be 2 Bright Hopes, and then 3 Echo-based Defenders in this deck, the Poe. I go into base for another 6 with Black 1 and Chewy, and ping Adigalia again. He goes into base for 2 with Adigalia. I timely out the K2SO. Overwhelming for 2, killing Adigalia, and taking 2 damage back to the K2. That takes Fraser's base to 19 damage. I'm sitting at 6 damage. He flips Quinlan. I contemplated not flipping Poe here because with 5 ready resources, I was like, he probably has another Plo Koon, and that just kills my leader. But, oh yeah, we've got to kill her off. Just took the damage off. All right, yeah, so I figured he had a Plo Koon, so I just threw my leader out there just to have him die. And because I figure I had this one in the bag because he had to deal with both my leader, K2, and Black 1 in order to get this game under control. But with the 2 of them sitting there, I think K2, 18, 19, yeah. Black 1 just finishes the game once I take initiative. And there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate all of the support we've been getting over the last little while. I am just trying to teach myself how to do the commentating, so bear with me as I do that. All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one.